Hi everyone, welcome to the Explorer.
This is listening practice lesson 5. Please print out the question paper from the description box below.
Track 1. Part 1. Listen to a conversation between Christine and her friend, Atan. As you listen, choose the correct answer for questions 1 to 7. Now, you have 30 seconds to look at the questions. Now listen carefully and indicate your answers on the answer sheet.
Hi, Ahtan. I was wondering if you could help me.
Hello, Christine. Nice to hear from you. How can I be of assistance?
My laptop is giving me problems, and the first person I thought of is you.
I see. Luckily, you have a cousin like me who has a computer repair shop in town.
Yes, very lucky indeed.
What seems to be the problem?
Well, every time I restart the laptop, it takes a long time to reload. And when I finally get it going, I discover that all the previous files that were open have not been saved, even though I am certain that I clicked on the save button before shutting down.
Right. Is the screen still able to come up as normal, and is the mouse still working?
Yes, they both work. I have no idea what the problem is. Could it be a virus or a damaged file? I'm quite upset as my thesis is halfway through, and I have lost at least 2 chapters of my work. My deadline is coming up, and I really need to get this done.
Did you back up the copy online? Maybe you saved it in a cloud online.
A cloud? What's that? Are you kidding with me?
No, I'm serious. Cloud computing has been around for some time now. Have you not heard of Google Drive? Google helps its users by saving information and files in a cloud server so that the user can access the information from anywhere and on all devices.
Oh, this is new to me. Now you've got me worried. I have never heard of cloud computing, and it is actually quite hard for me to imagine. Perhaps you can explain it to me again when I take my laptop to your outlet for servicing.
Yes, sure. It will be my pleasure to help you and keep you updated with technology. Then, you wouldn't be as stressed as you are now.
By the way, where is your shop located?
When you exit the lift on the 2nd floor of Majestic Mall, turn left and walk all the way to the end. Mine is the second last shop on the left between the shoe shop and the boutique. Directly opposite of my outlet is a hair salon where I often go for my haircuts.
Right. Can I drop by this afternoon?
I'm sorry, I have a doctor's appointment this evening and am about to lock up for the day. Perhaps you could drop by tomorrow morning.
I guess I shall have to be patient and wait until tomorrow then. Are you alright? Why do you need to see a doctor?
Oh, I'm fine. It's just an eye review. I had an infection on my left eye, but it is almost healed now.
That's good news. See you tomorrow.
Now, you will listen to the recording again. That is the end of part 1. Now turn to part 2. Track 2. Part 2. Listen to a briefing by the captain of the Galapagos ship talking about their floating bookstore. As you listen, choose the correct answer for questions 8 to 14. Now, you have 30 seconds to look at the questions. Now listen carefully and indicate your answers on the answer sheet.
Good day and welcome to MV Galapagos, the biggest floating bookstore in the world. My name is Captain McGee, and today we have the pleasure of opening the doors of our ship to visitors in the Port Klang area. You are our first guest for the day, and we do hope that you will enjoy exploring each level of our ship to purchase some of the 3 million copies of books available today. For your information, you will only have 1.5 hours to browse around, as the ship can only take a maximum of 300 visitors on board at any one time to avoid overcrowding. If you would like to stay longer than 1.5 hours, you may request for a special pass at the ticketing counter so you can remain on board for twice the duration. Our ship is divided into 3 levels. On this level, we cater mostly for children and teenagers reading materials as well as stationery and souvenir shop where you may purchase our special magnets and other MV Galapagos memorabilia. If you fill in a form, you can be a member for free and this will entitle you to discounts. There is also a small cafe and snack counter at the back of the boat where you can enjoy the gentle breeze as the weather is perfect today. On the top deck, which has the best views, you will find the adult fiction section where we do have many bestsellers on display. A special treat for everyone today is a book signing session with a number of famous fiction writers. So do feel free to purchase any of their books and they will willingly sign it for you. Finally, there is an extensive non-fiction department below deck which has a huge collection of topics from travel and cooking to specialist hobbyists like angling and bird watching. We also provide an activity corner for children and our crew will be on hand to look out for them while they play and do arts and crafts. This will give you ample time to browse around and select more books to buy. Before I forget, please take note of all the red arrows on the ground and in case of any emergency where you need to exit the ship quickly and efficiently, do follow the red arrows. It will take you to the meeting point on the deck of the ship in case of any emergency. Most importantly, please remember to stay calm as we will always look out for your safety while on board MV Galapagos. We hope you have a pleasant and memorable visit today.
Now you will listen to the recording again. That is the end of part 2. Now turn to part 3. Track 3. Part 3. Listen to 3 students, Maslina, Amy, and Hafiz, talking about group work.
For questions 15 to 17, choose the main problem each speaker has from the lists A to E.
Use the letters only once. There are 2 extra options, which you do not need to use. Now, you have 15 seconds to look at the questions. Now listen carefully and indicate your answers on the answer sheet.
Student 1, Maslina. I do enjoy doing group work because I think that it is a good opportunity to share ideas. After all, 2 heads are better than 1, so people will be able to discuss various ideas better in a group rather than doing it individually. I do find that I have too many ideas sometimes, and because of my lack of proficiency in English, it is quite hard for me to be easily understood by other members of the group. Often they end up misunderstanding what I am trying to communicate to them, but since we are discussing in a group, I still have a chance to clarify what I want to say so that they can understand me better.
Student 2, Amy. Group work is preferable to individual work, but it does have some drawbacks. I'm usually the observer who contributes a little to the group because I feel that my ideas may not be good enough. I also feel a lot of pressure from the leader to speak up, but I'm not used to public speaking and feel very shy talking about my ideas in front of everyone. I have watched some YouTube videos about how to increase my self-esteem, but every time I try to put theory into practice, I end up too nervous to say anything meaningful.
Student 3, Hafiz. I too prefer to work as a group when doing assignments. There are many advantages such as being able to share the responsibility with other members. However, I do feel that one of the main concerns is the members' ability to work together efficiently according to the planned timeline. In each group, there will be at least 1 or 2 members who are not able to follow the deadlines for each of the sections of the assignment, and this poor ability to follow the schedule usually causes stress amongst all other members. In fact, Someone will usually have to cover for the people who are unable to complete their work on time. And this is just so unfair to the whole team.
Now you will listen to the recording again. That is the end of part 3. Now turn to part 4. Track 4. Part 4. Listen to a radio interview between a host and 𝗗𝗢𝗪𝗡𝗟𝗢𝗪𝗓, a young environmentalist. As you listen, choose the correct answer for questions 18 to 24. Now you have 30 seconds to look at the questions. Now listen carefully and indicate your answers on the answer sheet.
Hello and welcome, 𝗗𝗓𝗪𝗡𝗟𝗢𝗪𝗓, to our weekly radio talk show. It's a pleasure to meet and chat with one of the youngest and loudest environmentalists in the world.
Thank you for inviting me. It is always a great pleasure to create more awareness through interviews like this.
Yes, indeed. Ladies and gentlemen, our segment today focuses on climate change and how one person can make a difference. Can you tell us how it all began?
One day last summer, aged 15, I skipped school, sat down outside the Swedish Parliament, and somehow started a global movement. I was alone because both my parents and my friends refused to join me, but I was steadfast in my objective.
What happened after that?
8 months on, the picture could not be more different. I have been the center of many headlines as an inspiration to fight for protecting our world and that climate change is real. However, it hasn't all been a bed of roses.
Why is that?
Many important people and some with high ranks, including the President of the United States of America, have criticized me for standing up against climate change. The facts and statistics do not lie, but they are turning a blind eye to how climate change is caused by man and how we are destroying our own planet.
I see. What will be your next event to help create more awareness for every person's responsibility towards Mother Earth?
On 15 March, I will be part of a global climate strike this Friday, and it is set to be one of the biggest environmental protests the world has ever seen. I'm so excited to be able to do my part in saving the world.
Sounds like a very big event.
It's amazing. The organizers have mentioned that it involves more than 71 countries and more than 700 places and counting. It's going to be meaningful and very fun.
I'm glad you are so positive about making a change. Have you always been this fiery?
Oh no, I was more on the quiet side and kept to myself a lot. In fact, I have been diagnosed with Asperger's, which is a developmental disorder that has to do with difficulties in social interaction. I have had to work extra hard to learn to communicate better in order to get my message across clearly.
I see. I hope you can cope with all the pressure that comes from being in the spotlight.
It is challenging because I overthink. Some people can just let things go, but I can't, especially if there's something that worries me or makes me sad. I remember when I was younger and in school, our teachers showed us films of plastic in the ocean, starving polar bears, and so on. I cried through all the movies. My classmates were concerned when they watched the film, but when it stopped, they started thinking about other things. I couldn't do that. Those pictures were stuck in my head, and my concern turned into action. Hence, it has been my driving force to do as much as I can regardless of age.
Well, hats off to you, and I hope that you will be able to keep up the momentum and inspire others to do their parts in saving our planet, especially from plastics and other forms of pollution.
Thank you for having me on your show. Now you will listen to the recording again. That is the end of part 4. Now turn to part 5. Track 5. Part 5. Dialog 1. Listen to a student talking to a friend about a charity event. As you listen, choose the correct answer for questions 25 to 26. Now you have 15 seconds to look at the questions. Now listen carefully and indicate your answers on the answer sheet.
Karamjit, there will be a visit to an orphanage this weekend organized by the Sixth Formers Club of SMK Tanjung Malim. Did you hear about it?
Yes, Peter. I was going to sign up, but I have transportation problem.
Oh, don't worry. Transport will be provided for free if you are at school before the departure time at 8 a.m. this Saturday morning.
I read about that. That's great, but it doesn't solve my problem. You see, my parents and I will be attending a wedding in our village the day before, and I will not be able to get back to Tanjung Malim the next day as they plan to spend the whole weekend there.
I see. We have so many fun activities like a karaoke contest and an exciting telematch planned for the visit, and I'm sure you will have enjoy yourself with us and the kids.
Yes, I really like doing charitable work, especially if there are kids involved. In fact, I think I am going to apply for major in early childhood education as my degree in university next year.
That's great. I still haven't decided what I would like to do, and I'm so happy that you have already decided what to do with your life. Coming back to the issue, how can we help you to get to school in time for the departure?
I just thought of something. Madam Veronica lives in Tanjung Malim. Perhaps she can offer me a lift if I get my parents to drop me off at her house. She is the teacher in charge of this project, so I'm sure she will not mind an extra passenger in the car as long as we are on our way to do good for the community in the orphanage.
You have hit the nail on the head. That is the best solution for your dilemma. Do you have her phone number? She is not in school for the next 2 days as she is attending a meeting in town. Perhaps you can call her and ask.
That's a good idea. Yes, I do have her number. I will call her during lunch so that I don't disturb her while she is busy with her meeting. By the way, do you need me to volunteer to do something during the event?
That was the real reason I asked if you are joining us this Saturday. Since you are such a good singer, could you kindly be the judge for the karaoke contest?
Of course, it would be my pleasure.
Now you will listen to the recording again. That is the end of Dialogue 1. Now look at Dialogue 2. Track 6. Dialogue 2. Listen to a conversation between Tracy, a customer, and Lee, a salesman. As you listen, choose the correct answer for questions 27 to 28. Now you have 15 seconds to look at the questions. Now listen carefully and indicate your answers on the answer sheet.
Hi, I would like to buy a new handphone, but I'm not sure what to get.
Hello, my name is Lee and I'd be happy to help. The first thing you should decide is how much you are willing to spend on a new phone.
Well, I did read somewhere that I can pay for it using my credit card at 0% interest. Do you have a similar deal like this in this outlet?
Yes, that's right. As long as you have one of the credit cards listed here, they do provide a 0% interest installment program for a period of up to 24 months. So, at this point, you would need to ask yourself, what is the maximum you would be comfortable to spend a month on a new phone?
Great! I think I would not want to pay more than 100 ringgit a month on a 12-month basis, which works out to about 1,200 ringgit.
Yes, that's right. We have many medium-range phones that are within your budget. The next question that you would need to ask is your preference of brands. Do you like Samsung's, Huawei's, or Oppo's? I'm afraid Apple brand iOS phones are beyond what you can afford.
Yes, I'm quite sure I don't want an iPhone. How about the three that you mentioned? Which one has the best value for money?
Well, it all depends on what you want to do with your handphone. If you are more into taking pictures and recording videos, I would suggest the Huawei phones. Then again, Samsung's photography technology is also state-of-the-art, and you can't really go wrong with these two brands when it comes to picture quality.
I see. How about the Oppo?
If all you need your phone for is to make calls and connect to the internet to check your social accounts, then the Oppo is quite reliable as it is the cheapest among the three.
I think I will go for a Huawei this time, as I heard that the selfie pictures are quite impressive. Also, which model do you recommend that suits my budget?
Here, take a look at these two. They are the same Huawei model, but one comes in gold while the other has a red exterior.
Perfect. I am addicted to bright colors, so I will definitely pick the latter. Where shall I sign?
Great. Let me get a new set for you.
Now you will listen to the recording again. That is the end of Dialog 2. Now look at Dialog 3. Track 7. Dialog 3. Listen to a conversation between two colleagues, Anna and Ramesh, discussing some job-related problems. As you listen, choose the correct answer for questions 25 to 26. Now you have 15 seconds to look at the questions. Now listen carefully and indicate your answers on the answer sheet.
Hi Ramesh, how are you doing? Enjoying your coffee break?
Yes, I need a bit of caffeine to freshen up. How about you?
Actually, I'm having a little trouble with my computer, and I was wondering if you could give me a hand.
What seems to be the problem?
Well, I have been using spreadsheets on Microsoft Excel for some time now, but I do not really know how to key in the formulas needed to do the calculations automatically. I have been told that it is really easy to do, but I can't seem to figure out just how to do it.
I see. Well, I'm not an expert, but I can help you if you bring your laptop over and let me have a look.
Great. That's very kind of you. Let me finish up what I am doing now, and then I shall bring it over to your cubicle.
Sure. I'm also a little busy right now. The manager just returned my report and said that he has to reject it because I have too many grammatical errors in it.
Oh no, you must be feeling a little down.
A little, yes. I have been cracking my head working on this report for the past 2 weeks, so it is quite a blow to hear that he has rejected it. Additionally, the report needs to be done by tomorrow afternoon before the meeting at 2 p.m. So I'm feeling the pressure for not being able to complete it in time.
Well, thanks for offering to help me. If you scratch my back, I'll scratch yours.
Really? That sounds like a great idea. I shall help you with your spreadsheet formulas and you can help me fix the grammar in my report.
That's right. This is indeed a win-win situation. Now, I'm feeling a bit better.
Yes, I'm quite relieved too. Thanks for helping me out.
Now you will listen to the recording again. That is the end of part 5. That is the end of the test. Please stop now. The invigilators will now collect your question papers and answer sheets.
That's all for today's lesson. Thank you. Subscribe to Explorer for more lessons. Have a nice day.